what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Welcome to episode 7, volume. This isn't episode 7. This is episode.
I don't know. I want to go back to what was that stupid ass song, dude?
That's David Bowie, Young Americans. See, you're just not educated when it comes to music. Your taste of music is like Baby Got Back and Ice Ice Baby. I'm trying to drop a little musical knowledge on you.
Did you just play David Bowie on the Fantasy Football Podcast?
Yes, I did. Young Americans.
You're banned, dude.
Young American. Obviously, you're not. Obviously, you're not.
And
you're
1-11 and what? You're 1-11. You're 1-10. You're 1-10. You're 1-11.
No, 1-11. 1-11. Yes,
you're banned. David Bowie 1-11.
What are you gonna play? Give me a song that you want to play, Addison. Baby Got Back. Is that the one? Is that what it is?
We could do.
Good Lord.
Let's see. Give me a minute here. Playoff time. You could have Phil Collins. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. You could have done.
Exactly. You know no music except Ice Ice Baby.
Well, the fact you have David Bowie on your phone.
It's Addison, remember we walked right in here. I said, I'm just going to push play.
Chad, is David Bowie your ringtone?
Yeah, David Bowie is Ziggy Stardust. Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode, I want to say it's 13, volume 3 of the Fantasy Formula, the White Hot podcast taking the world by storm. Let me introduce our starting lineup real quick if we can.
16,000.
Introducing the two-time Emmy-nominated executive producer extraordinaire. We're talking about Jay Dynamite Johnson. Yay. In the side room, Addison, it's a little dark in there right now. No lights on.
He's downloading his porn.
Or he's taking an early Thanksgiving vacation. One or the other. It's Chris Magic Hands Fry. Over to my right, he's the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. His name, Addison Houday Fox.
Houday, baby, Houday.
And last but not least, he's sitting in first place in one league and last place in the other. He's Chad the Hitman East.
First place in one, last place in the other, and last place in the other. Okay, just want to make sure you got the other one in there too.
Yes, first place in one, last place in two. But you know what? If I win this one that I'm in first place, it makes up for finishing last in both the others.
Not with a 1-11 record. No, it does not make up. Does not make it for anything.
It makes up. If I'm a Super Bowl, okay, would you rather be a Super Bowl champ in one league and finish in last place, or be mediocre in the other two
You're
leagues?
right.
What would you rather do? I want to be a champ.
It will prove that you are a fluke.
Why? What are you talking about?
If you're one of your two leagues, the cream has risen to the top. You know, you've been lucky. It proves that you've been lucky.
No. I got 5 rings, Addison. I've been here before.
Dude, playing fantasy football with your daughters does not count, Chad.
How many times have you been in the league that I have been in when I've got Super Bowl rings? Two against you,
Chad,
and the two against
Chad, calm down.
1 against Raleigh.
Chad,
I'm getting pretty fired up right now. I am getting fired up.
Take it easy on the bell, dude.
All right, Addison, we got a kind of a cool format today. This is our last show. Yeah, this is our Thanksgiving show. That's a really nice call, you guys. Oh, you kind of look like a turkey. This is our last show for the regular season. Next week's show, I can't even look at you. You look so weird. Holy cow, I need a gun and shoot you so I can stuff you and I'll eat you for Thanksgiving dinner. But anyway, we're going to have our playoffs starting. So this is the last regular season week. We got playoffs starting the following week. And so what we'll do in honor of Thanksgiving, Addison and I will have a Thanksgiving draft where we're going to draft players from Thursday night's game, which includes Green Bay, Detroit, Oakland, Dallas, and Pittsburgh, Baltimore. We're going to put a starting lineup just with those players from those teams, and we're going to throw $10 in a hat at us, and the winner will take the pot.
Can you break 100? Because all I got.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen the 100s, by the way?
No. Oh, actually, of course I have. I've got tons of them in my pocket right now.
You haven't seen them, have you?
No, what's up?
Hold up. We're on there. We're on there, people, but since Chad's small time, and I'm the big time printer in town.
Oh, yes, he is.
There it is right there. Look.
Counterfeiting.
No,
is that a counterfeit bill that you printed up on your press? Thanks, man.
They actually,
pretty
they
cool
say
looking.
they can track them with this thing here.
Yeah.
It
Is
puts
that right?
Yeah, it's some type of sensor.
Very cool.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
All
learn
right,
something
back to
new
Vegas.
every day on this show. Oh, by the way, 16,000 downloads, I guess you say.
16,000.
The Fox.
16,000.
The Fox, what does the Fox say podcast from last week?
Yeah.
It took the damn
By storm.
the world by storm. I
Yeah.
got like 3 or 4 texts. They loved it. I got a couple of emails. They really thought that
We
was
actually
a really
had
good show.
that episode kind of spiked we had been averaging a couple, 100 downloads a week, and then that almost spiked up to 1,000 on that song.
What do you think it was? Was it because
It's a song,
of that
baby.
song?
It's a
That's
song.
It's
They're
about
like,
you.
man, they finally gave Addison a song.
Some credit. Finally gave Addison some credit.
That's
I
right.
love it. I love it. All right, buddy. So let's jump right into it real quick. We're going fantasy 45, fastest 45 seconds in fantasy football. We're going to skip the Thursday night game or the Thursday games because we're going to be drafting. So we'll start Sunday real quick. Tennessee, Indianapolis. Last week for Tennessee, they get that win. They pulled a win off against the Raiders. There's not too many fantasy points here to talk about except for Ryan Fitzpatrick. He goes 30 for
Smart
42 for
kid.
320 yards and 2 touchdowns. Of course, in the league, I'm with you. The guy needs a quarterback. Picks Ryan Fitzpatrick up, but the dude has 40-some damn fantasy points. Whoops the heck out of me. On the running back trail here for the Titans, Chris Johnson, 73 yards. And this Justin Hunter for Tennessee, this guy is turning out to be a fantasy dream. 6 receptions, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Addison, again, this game, Tennessee traveling to Indy on Sunday. Indy coming off that loss 40-11. They've really hit a snag the last couple weeks. Andrew Luck, 163 and a touchdown. Nothing on the ground. Kobe Fleener gets 55 yards and a touchdown. But does Indianapolis get off the schneid and hold on to a win against Tennessee Sunday? The number's 4.5, 44.5.
I'll tell you what, I think Tennessee's having some glimmers right now, but I'll tell you what, I'm liking Indianapolis this game. They're sitting in first place in the AFC right now. I think they have a lot to lose.
Yeah.
I think the cream, as I always say this, but the creams will rise to the top. I tell you what, who I think this dark horse is for this Indianapolis Colts is tight end Kobe Fleener. He's putting up some good numbers for tight end play.
3 touchdowns last 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. Had over broke the century mark last week versus the Titans. So I mean, I'm liking the Colts this week.
Yeah. I'm too. They are a couple games ahead in their conference, but Tennessee is, with a couple. If Tennessee were to beat Indianapolis, they'll only be 1 game back. I don't think Indianapolis is going to let that happen either, Addison. Let's take Indianapolis minus the 4.5, and I'm going to lean under the total 44.5. Next up, dude, what a great game here in Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium, where the Denver Broncos coming off that loss to the Patriots Monday night or Sunday night. Did you watch?
Didn't Denver just play Kansas City?
Just 2 weeks ago. And now that schedule's so screwed up. They got
Oh,
KC.
they're back in their division. That's right,
Exactly.
that's right.
Pats, and then back to KC. But anyway, that game Sunday night was remarkable. Tom Brady down 24-0, leads the team back, storms back for a 34-31.
Wes
win.
Welker, I mean, has not left his house all week.
Yeah. Who do you blame that on?
Oh, it's Wes Welker.
Because
no.
should he have gone up there and caught the ball?
What should he have done? Wes Welker. Okay. Let me ask something. Now, Chad, you're an athlete. Now,
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
sitting in a chair, and I want you to think about this.
Yes.
I want you to run down full speed. I want you to run full speed, and I want you to look up and look directly behind you with a football helmet on. That's what I want you to do. Can you do that?
Probably not.
Okay. It is Wes Welker's job, who is facing that direction, to see where that ball is going. Those guys are relying on him to yell what? Everybody knows what he's yelling. What's he yelling?
He's either fire or Peter or get away or
the
what.
common word for his word, their word, is Peter.
Peter.
Does everybody
I said that, Peter.
Why is it Peter?
I have no idea why it's Peter, though. But they all say Peter. What is it from? Why?
Do you know what? Let me ask you. Does nobody know why it's Peter?
Uh-uh.
All right. Do you see any women out on that football field?
No.
All right. What do guys want to stay? Most guys want to stay away from.
Peter?
It's a nice word saying Peter. Dick.
Oh, okay.
Peter. Get away.
Get away,
You
okay.
don't want to get away from Peters.
Huh.
That's what it is.
You want to get away from Peter's? Okay.
That's what it is.
Interesting.
Because that's what in high school there's like Peter. Anybody like y'all? And the coach like y'all like Peters, and we're like no, we nobody. That's right. So you yell Peter.
Except for you were like, yeah, Coach, I love Peters.
Chad. You will hold in your mouth till the swelling goes down.
Oh, and you were actually.
You take the
how many
long one and the
times-
wrong one,
how
don't
many
you?
times-
You do, don't you?
All right, Peter Pumpkin Eater. All right, give me something else here. So so Wes Welker.
Wes Welker.
He did. If it showed the replay, he was like this. But
when did he do it?
Probably a little too late.
Yeah, he saw that wind coming, and how far did that ball? He was running up going, I'm not going to catch the ball.
Yeah, he knew he couldn't.
But it's up to him. Just like I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to throw you a bone right here. Just when I yell as a punter, and I'm yelling track. The guys running down the field are relating on me to tell them what direction the ball's going.
Not on the field. He
kicked
it so far right, it was actually on the track on the outside of the field. Oh, Addison, that is a classic.
My team name is All Conference for what? Because I was All Conference. I had one shank the whole year, and that was it.
That was the one.
It's because our boy Stephen Abels missed his block and then was like running to the other sideline, giving them high fives. There you go, guys. There you go, man. All right, now look. They yell Peter to get away. It was Wes Walker's fault. He didn't give the guys enough warning to get away.
Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, now you understand what the word Peter is, where it came from, and why they're supposed to call it. Thank you, Addison. Last week for the Broncos, Peyton Manning, not a very impressive game fantasy-wise. 150 yards. He did get 2 touchdowns, but the big news here at Denver, no Sean Marino, 224 yards on the ground, 37 carries. However, he tweaks his ankle. Doubtful for this week, this big game against Kansas City. On the other side, the Chiefs, they lose another. Let me load it up here, Ad Rock. They lose another game to the Chargers, 41-38. Alex Smith puts up some great numbers, 294, 3 touchdowns. Jamal Charles continues to be the number 1 running back, in my opinion, in fantasy football with 115 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Donnie Avery with 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. They got to come back to beat this Denver team who's got to be just upset that they gave up that lead against the Patriots last week. Right now, Vegas got the number set, Addison. Kansas City is a 4-point dog at home. The total's 49. Can Peyton Manning find the winning ways again?
I think last week's loss for the Broncos is going to sting, and I think it's going to carry this week. I think Andy Reid will have his team ready to go. I think the Chiefs have been very disciplined to get to 9-0. Granted, their schedule wasn't that strong, but they were 9-0 in the NFL. And they've had 2 tough losses these back-to-back weeks. But I think Jamal Charles, Alex Smith, you've had some other people step up. Donnie Avery has put up some good numbers this year. Dwayne Bowie, obviously. And our man, I think the sleeper in Fantasyland this week, Dexter McCluster.
Oh, I love that call, Addison. Yes.
I think Dexter McCluster against this Denver D could have a big game. Mm-hmm. So, because, you got Dwayne Bowe and Donnie Avery getting a lot of attention. Dexter McCluster has always, you see him, I guarantee if you go back over 3 years and have a highlight film, Dexter McCluster is in 4 or 5 of those plays.
Right.
You always see him.
In a full-point PPR league, too, Dexter McCluster, I saw his averages. He's averaging between 8 to 12 points a game. And that's a flex play right now. You could start him as a flex with no problem. I'm with you here, too, Addison. There's something else I want to note. Kansas City lost 2 of their fantastic defensive linemen. One of them with a dislocated elbow. He's going to be out for the game. And then the other one, I think his last name is Hall. He's got a sprained ankle, but he is going to try to play. That will be they need one of those 2 guys to stop that Denver running game. With no Sean out, do you put Monte Ball? Who do you put in if no Sean can't play? Is it Monte Ball? Is it Ronnie Hillman? They got another dude named Anderson who's trying to get in the mix, or do you just?
I think Monte Ball's been kind of the goal line carry. Hillman's kind of the midfield runner. You see Hillman in, so I don't know. It's kind of the running back situation kind of reminds me of New England.
Yeah.
You had Ridley, and then you had
then he fumbles,
and then
you got Blunt,
and then this week you had a whole game of Bolden, who most people sat.
Yeah.
And then and they were like, last week Bolden was like he wasn't even cleared for the game. They had him cut from the game roster.
Right.
So
that's crazy, huh?
How do you have somebody cut on the game roster one week and then come back and now he's on 2 times? How does that work?
Good question.
So I don't know. It's kind of a.
Well, who you liking this one, buddy?
Hillman. Oh, the game I like Chiefs. I think Chiefs can come back 9-2. They're tied first. I think I'm going with the Chad East excuse. They've dealt with some adversity last 2 weeks, so I think this week is. I think there's a week to bounce back with a big win.
I love it too, man. I love the Chiefs in this spot. Let's go Kansas City Chiefs catching the 4.5 at home, and I'm going to lean under the total. When Peyton Manning gets in cold weather situations, that offense is just not as fluid. So let's lean under the total, but I really do like Kansas City at home. All right, buddy, we're not going to spend too much time on this next one. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Cleveland Browns. Jaguars. They get a win last week. Cleveland lose. The number right now, Cleveland is a 7-point favorite, total 40.5.
Browns.
Easily.
And this is our ticket special of the week, $11.
$11. Wow. We go scoop up those tickets, ladies and gentlemen. So Cleveland minus the 7. Addison's leaning there. I'm going to lean a little bit to Jacksonville catching the 7. They got a little bit of momentum right now, and Brandon Whedon's got a quarterback for Cleveland, and Brandon Whedon is a turnover waiting to happen. So I'm going to go under the total, and let's lean Jacksonville plus the 7. Next up, you Carolina Panther fans. Meow. On fire right now. On fire. 7 in a row, dude. They continue to, they're kind of like remember when Jake Delhomme took them to the
Dude, we
playoffs?
were talking Rivera was just, done.
Everybody was calling for his head. Now the cardiac cats is what they're calling him right now. And Charlotte have won 7 in a row. Does anything change? We're playing at home. I'm saying we're. Not
against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is reeling right now.
No, Tampa Bay has won 3 in a row, dude. They won 3 games in a row.
That's right.
So they're playing good ball. Last weekend, did you watch the game?
A little bit.
The Panther game?
Yeah.
So Cam Newton didn't have his best performance, but he comes through in the crunch. He goes 174 yards through the air and a touchdown. On the ground, he goes 51 yards for a touchdown as well, and Steve Smith gets 69 yards. The defense really kind of kept him in the game. And then, what do they call him? Ron, because he's the gambling man. They were Riviere. I can't remember what his new nickname is now.
I'm not calling.
Anyway, because he's been gambling on 4th down a lot. Riverboat Ron, that's his new nickname. He went for it on 4th down a couple times. Can Carolina Panthers keep their winning ways at home against this Tampa Bay Bucs team that's really on fire with 3 in a win?
Well, I think the Panthers are going to get a dose of this the new sensation of the NFL, Bobby Rainey.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can, if the Carolina doesn't step up, their defense doesn't step up, and I think Charles Johnson is kind of the anchor of that defense. Right. Well, Kuechly's been good in the middle, but Charles Johnson
holds down that D-line,
he's also, but I think he's injured if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so
he's got a knee.
You got Kuechly. Is it Kuechly? Kuechly. Kuechly.
Mm-hmm.
Kuechly. I like Kuechly.
One or the other.
Yeah, okay. But I think Bobby Rainey could have a big game, but I think the offensive. I don't think Glennon's going to have anything for the Panthers. So I like Carolina this matchup. And I don't see a lot of fantasy points maybe with Cam Newton. Maybe some Brandon LaFell. John, no, you know what? This is too hard to call. I don't see a lot of fantasy points except Bobby Rainey, Vincent Jackson. And don't forget about Tyquan Underwood. Had a big game last week. And he could have fantasy points wise, Vincent Jackson, Underwood. I could have some big games. So, and Bobby, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna recant that. I think Tampa Bay could come into Carolina and knock them off the pedestal. I really do.
Addison?
I changed my opinion. I think they can.
I'm with you, man. Tampa Bay is playing such great ball right now. Carolina's defensive secondary is struggling, and Glennon can get the ball to Vincent Jackson, Underwood, Tim Bright.
Because he went NC State, Chad.
Exactly. Well, that's what I wasn't going to say that, but thank you for mentioning that.
You were thinking it.
I really do like Tampa Bay in this spot. 8.5-point dog. I think they keep this game close.
Really?
Maybe 8.5-point dog.
Oh yeah.
And I think they keep this game
Can
close.
Can I call you on Sunday morning? Lay some, do that.
Sure, absolutely.
Right, cool.
Whatever you need. Just holler at me. So anyway, let's go Tampa Bay plus the 8.5. And my total of the week ad, let's go over the total. I see a ton of points in this game. Let's go over the 41.5 as well. Next up, we've got an NFC Central showdown between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Go ahead,
Real quick,
Ed.
I'm raising my hand because I didn't want to step on you. Do you know, this is off total, what game was the most points scored in Carolina Panther Stadium, at Bank of America Stadium? What game has them? You said a ton of points.
Yeah.
What game between the Panthers and what? And I think it was the third highest scoring game in NFL history.
Whoa.
But it was a preseason. I'll give you. It was a preseason game. But it counts. But it counts.
A preseason game counts in regular season stats? No way.
No, probably not. But all right, most points scored in at Bank of America Stadium.
Okay.
Preseason game counts. It's in the stadium.
I would say. How long ago was it?
Oh.
Who was the quarterback?
Could have been early Delhomme. It could have been early Delhomme.
I'll say it was Carolina versus the New Orleans Saints.
The fact that I brought this up should give you the one clue.
It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is that right? Or it's the Cincinnati Bengals?
Thank you, Chad. There
you go. Hey, no problem.
It was a game. Bengals.
A little quick to catch on.
Yeah, just a little quick. You said a lot of points, a lot of total. A lot of points.
Right,
it was like 54 to 49 or something like that.
That was the most useless, worthless stat that we've ever had on this show.
Just throwing it out there, man.
Job well done. All right, next up, we got the Chicago Bears playing the Minnesota Vikings last week for the Vikings.
AP, baby.
AP back on track. You got them on your team, and I know a lot of other cats have them too. It's their number one selection in the draft. AP goes for 146 yards and a touchdown. Ponder, decent numbers, nothing to write home about. 233 and
He's back to average.
Back to average,
back
exactly.
To average.
Back to mediocrity. They will be playing host to the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears last week, I think they get annihilated. Let me find it real quick.
But the thing is,
against the Rams, 42-21.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
And Addison, real quick, I'm gonna let you make your call on this because we're gonna have we got to take a quick break. But anyway, Chicago right now is a 1-point dog. Chicago's a dog against Minnesota.
You know why? Do you know why?
What in the world?
Chad, I'm smart. Where's the hot off line? Forte, hyperextension knee, possibly out. So if Forte's out, what they got?
They got Michael Bush.
Beer.
We've got Bush.
Beer.
So anyway, Addison, what are you going to lean to? Minnesota on the
I'm going to Minnesota. I'm going to Minnesota because you know what? I think they're tired of losing. Forte could be out because of the hyperextension of his knee. Yeah. He's questionable. So, you got a backup quarterback. You got your starting lineup. I'm going Minnesota because you know what? Minnesota got some weapons.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. Minnesota's playing a little bit better ball right now. Chicago reeling. I've lost, I think, 2 or 3 in a row. So I'm going to lean Minnesota at home, too, -1, and I'm going to go over the total 49. Look for a shootout in this ball game. Addison, we're going to take a quick break to thank our sponsor.
We'll get back to your show in a moment. Just a reminder, you're listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Find out more at themesh.tv and give us feedback on what you like. And now, as promised, back to your show.
And Addison, we are back.
So we're not doing mic checks anymore.
No mic checks. We're over that, buddy. So anyway, hey, good to be back with you here, Fantasy Fanatics. Don't forget to reach us on our website, www.themesh.tv, voicemail line 828-619-0048, or email us at info@themesh.tv. Addison, you ready to jump back in this thing?
Yeah, everybody can send questions except Matt Pearsall. His questions are dumb because he likes Cleveland.
Right on. Good looking out. All right, next game, 1 o'clock, Sunday kick. Arizona travels to Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Eagles with Nick Foles behind the helm, looking to stay in the division lead or close to it with the Dallas Cowboys. Right now, Vegas has got the number at 3.5. Philadelphia's a 3.5-point favorite. Arizona is playing good ball right now, dude.
Good. Solid defense.
Solid defense. Palmer not making too many turnovers.
What wins championships?
Defense.
That's right.
And a quarterback doesn't turn the ball over.
That's true.
And Arizona's got it. Well, Carson Palmer turns it over a little bit, but he's been better. He's been better.
Big news in Philadelphia.
Go.
Nick Foles named the starter
for the rest of the year.
So that means Michael Vick is officially going to retire. Guarantee it.
Do you think when Michael Vick retires, will he be considered a Hall of? I mean, he's not a Hall of Famer in my books, right? I mean, he never won a Super Bowl. He made it to the NFC Championship maybe once. He was a better college player than I think he ever was a pro.
It's Donovan McNabb.
No, not in my book. So Michael Vick didn't even have Donovan McNabb's numbers.
That was going to be the argument. Is if Donovan McNabb was considered a Hall of Famer in your book,
right?
Then Vick is. But
okay.
I
say no to both.
He's all-time. Listen, I think he's all-time leading. Well, he was till Matt Ryan came. He was all-time leading passer in Atlanta till Matt Ryan. Mm-hmm. He may be the all-time leading rusher.
He may be, but he'll get caught eventually by. And actually, I don't know if he'd be. He probably is the leading rusher. But
well, why are you going through your stuff?
Go ahead and look that up for us.
I'm looking it up right now.
Right now, Philadelphia, as I mentioned, a 3.5-point favorite at home. Total is 48.5. This I'm going to have to lean. I like a big dose of LaShawn McCoy in this game. And Arizona, who traveling
Chad,
on the road.
Just get professional here. Come on. What are you doing? Don't say it. Don't even say it.
I'm not saying it. Paige, I'll call you right back. I'm going to have to lean Philadelphia at home to keep pace with the Cowboys. I think Philadelphia gets this game at home. My prediction of score might be about 24-17. Philadelphia minus the 3.5, and I'm going to lean under the total 48.5.
Good job, Chad. Good job,
Thanks,
Chad.
buddy. Addison, this one's all you. Next game, Miami traveling to the New York Jets. Geno Smith is a debacle. Another poor performance by the rookie. And Miami, they had that close game against Carolina, but big news here. Daniel Thomas, the running back who was taking some of Lamar Miller's touches in the Miami backfield, is now out for the year with an injury to his foot. So now Lamar Miller gets all the carries in the backfield for Miami. New York Jets injury report. You've got Chris Ivory out. I think he's doubtful for the game, so look for a big dose of Bilal Powell. Vegas got the number Addison set. New York Jets is a 1.5. They're a 1.5. Why would the New York Jets be favored against anybody?
All right, you ready?
They're a 1.5 point favorite. Go ahead.
All right. Who is the all-time leading rusher for the Atlanta Falcons? Who'd you think?
All-time leading, I would say it's that Michael Turner dude.
You're close, but no.
Who?
Gerald Riggs.
Gerald Riggs. I remember Gerald Riggs.
Gerald Riggs, and then Michael Turner, and then move on down to 6th, right below Jamal Anderson, is
That's
Michael Vick with 3,859 yards, average 7 yards with 21 rushing touchdowns.
I thought you were talking about the most or the highest rushing yards for a quarterback, Michael Vick, of all time. Like
I don't know. I don't think he'd be.
Yeah, Fran Tarkenton. He used to run for a lot of yards?
Okay, here, keep going. All right,
you keep looking that up, and I'll.
If we had it, look here. This goes out to the mesh. If we had an intern, we could have this stuff looked up. We're taking away from the talent over here from me typing stuff on my iPad.
Well, speaking of talent, let me go ahead and take care of this game for us, Addison.
Excuse me, Chad. Hold up.
So at this 1 o'clock game here, Miami, New York Jets, I think about maybe 8 people in the entire country will be tuned into this one. I'm going to have to lean, even though how can I bet on the Jets right now? But I'm going to have to lean the Jets at home minus the 2. This is the really who cares a heck pick. I'm going to go New York Jets minus the 2. Under the total 38.5. The only thing I would look for fantasy-wise here, look for Lamar Miller to get more touches, which means he was a third-round pick when you drafted him this year. Look for him to get third-round numbers, maybe 80 yards and a touchdown. Let's go New York Jets, though, minus the 2 and under the total. Next up, 4 o'clock game here in Buffalo, where the Buffalo Bills play host to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons have basically just given up. I mean, it is brutal in Falcon land. Last week for the Falcons, they lose 17-13. They put up a good fight on Thursday night, but lose eventually to the Saints. They are 2-9. Oh, this poor team. Buffalo last week coming off the bye. 2 things to look for here in this this Atlanta-Buffalo matchup. Roddy White, does he finally get back to healthy where he can catch some balls? He got 1 ball last week. He caught 1 ball. Harry Douglas targeted 12 times, catches 9 receptions for 79 yards. Addison, does Buffalo have enough to get a win against this lowly Atlanta offense?
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
I think there are enough potential weapons. I say potential because they have not lived up to their potential. But yes, I think Atlanta, when we start talking about Harry Douglas, when we start seeing he's a third string, he's a third option, and now he's performing true, but I think that's where the situation that Atlanta's in, I think, is led. I think this is a glass jaw team with Steven Jackson in the backfield. He was prone to be injured, and look where he is now. He's working way back, but I think you need to rearrange your offense around Jaquiz Rodgers and see what happens. But
poor Tony Gonzalez comes back to try to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, dude, he's hurt.
2-9.
They're basically just encasing him in ice after every game because he's got to be hurting. Okay, ready? Who's the all-time leading rushing quarterback? Chatties, go.
Fran Tarkenton.
No, go again.
AFC or NFC?
NFC.
I would even know where to. Michael Vick. I don't know.
No, go again. One more time. Hey, you know him. You watched him play.
I watched him play.
You watched him play. You watched
NFC team.
You watched number 1 and number 2 play, and number 3 play. Michael Vick is number 3.
Michael Vick's 3.
Number 2 is a commentator.
He's a commentator.
War number 8. Red jersey.
I don't know.
Gold helmet.
Joe Theismann.
Red jersey, gold helmet.
Red jersey, gold helmet. Okay, for San Fran. Steve Young.
Steve Young. All right, good. Number 1.
Yes.
Number 1 has wings.
He has wings. He's a Philadelphia Eagle.
Wings.
Okay.
Come on, dude. Everybody watch. He was just the man.
Randall Cunningham.
Randall, there you go.
Randall Cunningham. Okay. Thank you, Addison. All right. Back to our program. So, Buffalo.
Give me that one. That was fun.
That was pretty cool. Buffalo at home. Atlanta's packed their bags. Buffalo 3.5-point favorite. I think it's Buffalo all day. You can't go with Atlanta moving forward. It's Buffalo all day.
They've given up.
Yeah, they really have given up. And Buffalo plays good at home. So let's go Buffalo minus the 3.5, and I'm going to lean under the 46. Next up, 4:05 kick. St. Louis, who's playing great ball, won their last 2 games, travels to San Francisco. San
Francisco Street.
Just got that win against the Redskins last night. God, did you watch this game? I watched the first quarter. It was horrendous. The Redskins, where did
Anquan Bolden come from?
I don't know.
He scared me because I had him. I was playing against him.
Yeah.
Him and Fred Davis, whoever. My boy, Big Deal. Why Big Deal started Fred Davis?
Whoa.
Yeah, put him nothing. But Anquan Bolden, he started Anquan Bolden. And Anquan Bolden had done nothing the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because wow.
Yeah, exactly. Anquan goes for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Colin Kaepernick back in the good graces of his fantasy owners, 235 and 3 touchdowns.
I don't like him. I do not like him as a fantasy quarterback.
Because of what, 2 up and down or what?
Yeah, 2 up and down. It's like it's being shocked on. It's like he's on life support, then he gets shocked and he spikes and it's low numbers. Boom again. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I at the draft this year, I was going to let him fall to like 10, 12, 14. I didn't really want him on my squad either. But anyway, Addison, tell me about this game.
How
St.
about
Louis.
111.
Shoot, you put a jersey on. I'll let you be my starting quarterback, Addison. Can't be much worse than what I got. But anyway, let's go St. Louis, San Francisco right now. San Francisco, an 8.5-point favorite. St. Louis is playing good ball, too. Total, 42. Go ahead.
I think San Francisco's going to pull this one out. Granted, it was a little sloppy, but I don't know. I think they can pull it out this week. I'm looking for my stats here. My computer's kind of lagging. Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm repeating myself.
No problem. I'll take it from you.
No. All right, look. St. Louis has been playing good. They have been playing good. Their defense has stepped up, but Zach Stacy, I think he's back. But you got Benny Cunningham.
Benny Cunningham in there.
But he's been playing fairly well. But I think San Francisco is a little more established. This could be a shocker right now. I'm not saying St. Louis could up. This would be up. What's the line? What is it?
8.5.
San Francisco. Wow,
that's a lot of points, dude.
I'd take that bet. I don't think St. Louis. I don't think San Francisco will beat them by that much.
I don't think they can score that much against St. Louis.
No, I don't think so. I think St. Louis defense is halfway decent.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna.
Are we getting along on this show because it's the Thanksgiving show? I mean, you notice we've had a really good vibe together this week. Because I'm agreeing with you. I'm going St. Louis plus the 8.5 all day long, and I'm going to lean under the 42. St. Louis keeps this game close. All right, here we go. A couple more. New England at Houston, another team that's given up entirely. Houston Texans.
New England. There's no point. There's no. Houston has given it. The only thing we need to talk about here.
Yeah.
This is a fantasy football show, right?
Yes.
Right. All right. We got Matt Schaub is back, which I think he's going to get pulled this week. Case Keenum's probably going to come back in. You need fantasy owners. Ben Tate. He is playing with 4 broken ribs, plus Chad, you mentioned the knee.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Johnson. 7 carries, I think 8 carries, 70 yards last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I think this could be, if you need the playoff push, this is where you need to go. If you can snatch him up, you can. He's owned in only like 5% of all fantasy leagues. So grab him. I think, his remarks, this is the one you need to worry about. Andre Johnson will get his if Case Keenum's going to play, because I really do think
Case Keenum is going to play. Dude. They're not going to put Shaw back in. There's no way.
DeAndre Hopkins, there are a lot of fantasy points here, but no, New England's going to have their repertoire of fantasy. You got Dobson, Tompkins, Edelman, Gronk, run back. I don't know. Who? Bolden, Ridley. You could start. I think you could put Bolden with his performance last week. You could put Bolden in as your flex and be fine with it. I don't know if Ridley's going to play, because Ridley, you don't know. You don't know who's playing. Brandon Bolden was not playing last week.
Right.
And he was scratched from the lineup, and now he's – I don't get it.
Good job. Kubiak basically a lame duck coach for Houston right now. They've got nothing left to play for. I think New England comes in there and just blows their doors off. Let's go New England minus the 7, and I'm going to lean over the total 48. Two more, Addison. We got Cincinnati at San Diego. San Diego coming off that big weekend win against the Chiefs. They're playing at home. Cincinnati opened as a 1.5-point favorite. Now it's moved to San Diego at home as a 1.5-point favorite, 48. Any fantasy studs in here? Phillip Rivers coming off a huge game. Anything else that you see out of this ball game?
Look, a lot of people own the Cincinnati Bengals defense. They put up a lot of points last couple weeks. I'm staying away from this week. I can't believe I'm saying that. I just don't. They're a lot. Cincinnati, their defense could blow up Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. They really could. Mm-hmm. But the Chargers right now are kind of hitting all cylinders. I don't think they're going to win the game, but they're going to inflict some damage on that defense. So from a fan standpoint, no, I would not start the Bengals defense against against Phillip Rivers right now. Ryan Matthews,
questionable. God. He's hurt. He's questionable.
God, I hope he gets his fumbleitis back on, because I mean he's running like Ryan Matthews has been known to run, and the great white hope,
Danny Woodhead. 2 touchdowns last week.
Get a haircut, Woodhead.
Played great last week. Yeah,
Danny Woodhead has been. Danny Woodhead's been. I love some Danny Woodhead, but I think Cincinnati, Bernard, Green.
Yeah,
I think AJ's not AJ. Andy Dalton's going to pick the secondary apart. He's going to get back on track. The Bengals are really making a playoff push. They got a 2-game lead on Cincinnati or Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and so or Baltimore, I think, and so it's going to be a push. Because, they can actually lose the division right now.
Right, exactly.
They still have to go to Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
It's not locked up yet.
No, it's not locked up.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Look for a big dose of Keenan Allen in this game, too. He's proven to be the number 1 receiver at San Diego, and A.J. Green on the other side for Cincinnati will get his. This total opened at 45. Vegas has already got the numbers bet all the way up to 48.5. I love this over, too. So let's go over the 48.5, and I'm going to lean to San Diego minus the 1.5 at home. All right, last but not least, this is our Sunday night game. Actually, we got 2 more games left. Sunday night game, the New York Giants at the Washington Redskins. To be quite honest, the Redskins, they have basically thrown in the towel as well. The New York Giants had to have a win against Dallas last Sunday, and they didn't, so they lose. Right now, Vegas got the number set. Can you start RG3 anymore?
No.
I mean, he's unstartable.
No.
Okay. Can you start Eli Manning anymore for the Giants?
Yes.
You can start him?
Yes.
Whew. Your team must really be bad.
No, I mean, with Victor Cruz, he's still got some other weapons. Ruben Randall's come back. You're right. He's been inconsistent, but yes, I mean.
So inconsistent. Anyway, right now, buddy.
If you're in a 12-person league, who are you going to start? If you get hurt for quarterback, who are you going to start?
I'd put in the dude for Green Bay. Well,
no, he got yanked.
Yeah, I know.
I had him.
I'd put Carson Palmer in for Eli.
All right, let me ask. All right, question. Matt Flynn or Eli Manning?
I'll give you just a 30-second spiel. Matt Flynn's terrible. However, in that Green Bay offense, it just seems like he knows.
Okay, Chad, you're not willing to take what I said last week. You cannot do that.
What's that?
You just copied what I said last week. Is that how you? Is it just bootleg stuff? Is that what?
No, I normally don't listen to what you're saying. So normally, I just kind of.
Where's the tape? We're playing it back. Where is it? We're playing it back.
Anyway, let's get to this game because we got 2 more fun things to do. So who do you? I mean, Washington?
No, it's a useless game. Washington, yeah, sure, Washington. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? I'm gonna go Giants minus the 1.
Are you just doing that? You're doing that just to disagree.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, Monday night game. You ready?
Back to normal.
Here we go. This is a wonderful game. Monday night football, coming off our Thanksgiving weekend, drinking a lot of booze.
Yes, it is.
Watching a lot of football.
This is the Monday night game of the year.
The year, buddy. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce this game. It's the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees leads these Saints down to Seattle, or up to Seattle, where they play so great at home. The 12th man, baby. Seattle Seahawks playing host to these Saints. Right now, Seattle coming off, they had a bye last weekend, I believe. Is that right? They have a bye?
Yeah, they're coming off bye.
Coming off the bye against the Saints, who won on Thursday Night Football. So Saints even had a couple more days to rest. Vegas got the number, opened at 4, been bet all the way up to 6 for Seattle. Seattle a 6-point favorite. The total 46.5. Can Drew Brees get it done on the road against the 12th man?
Oh, I think he can. I don't know. I'm gonna say no in this matchup. I think Sproles is out this game, that gives him a whole new dynamic. He may come back, but he was out last week, and I think he may still be out. But I tell you what, I think the receiving core for which is probably the most no-name receiving core in NFL. But yet they're getting it done. Golden Tate, Doug Baldwin, they're averaging 14, 15 yards a catch, 7 touchdowns between them.
And now they say Percy Harvin is going to be starting next week.
So what? I tell you what. I mean, I picked up Doug Baldwin. I tell you what, Golden Tate, Doug Baldwin, great fantasy picks if they're available, which I think Golden Tate is. Yeah. Doug Baldwin, people are like, who?
I got Doug Baldwin. I picked him up in my other Hickory League just to stash him.
And you're in championship. You're in first place division.
First place, yeah.
He's a great bench player if you're going to play. You know what? No, I think the Saints travel cross country and get handed smackdown by the 12th man.
Me too, buddy. Seattle at home wants to make a statement against the Saints.
They're going to rack.
Yeah,
I mean, they'll put the hurting on Jimmy Graham about first quarter.
I think there will be a lot of points and fantasy points in this game, but in the end, I think Seattle covers that number. I think they win by 10, and I think this one flies over the total. I'll go probably going to score about 52 points. I do see Jimmy Graham getting his fantasy points because he always gets his in Drew Brees.
He's going to get worked. He's going to get worked first quarter. Seattle has the biggest DBs in the league, and they do that for a reason. And they're tight end play. Jimmy Graham's not going to be doing what he does against other teams with those DBs.
I don't know, dude. I mean, he's tough to guard.
Chet.
Tough to.
Chet, I know.
You know nothing.
Chet, I know. That's how it's going.
Okay, that's how it goes down.
That's how it goes.
This hitting the What Does the Fox Say show.
Yes.
This is the back to reality.
What happened? It was last week.
No. Okay. Anyway, we're going Seattle and we're going over. Should be a great game. Addison. Boom. That wraps up Fantasy 45. We're going to have a quick. This is the Thanksgiving draft. All right, Addison, you get a draft first. Remember, there's 3 games we're going with.
All right, we need to get the grease board.
We can draft players.
We're going to have a grease board. All right.
Now I'm going to draw it on the back of my sheet.
Are you doing the pen?
Yep, I'm going to draw it on the back of my sheet. So I'll write it down.
I need a piece of paper.
So there's 3 games. There's 3 games. Okay, here's a piece of paper for you, buddy. 3 games.
We have a writing utensil.
We've got Green Bay, Detroit, Oakland, Dallas, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. Okay, so you can draft any players from these teams.
Okay.
1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 2 flex,
DB.
1 tight end, and defense.
All right, what's the bet?
You get to draft first.
What's the bet?
You can make the bet. You want to make it $10? You want to make it $20? You want to make it a case of beer?
How's that? Why swap?
Ooh. Keep that between ourselves. Okay, keep that between ourselves.
All right. Let's do.
How about for that crisp $100 bill in your pocket?
Seeing you never seen a new one leads me believe that you may need.
We'll do a $25 bet. That's fine. $25 bet and a bottle of booze. Bottle of booze and $25.
Well, no, you're sneaky ass. What type of bottle? Bowman's? Or are you gonna go freaking like Crown?
Let's just go Tito's. Tito's vodka. You drink vodka? Tito's is we'll just Crown.
Firefly.
Okay, well, that's fine. I don't really drink Firefly, but
I didn't say that on air.
Yeah, you did. What you meant? Zima. Is that what you meant? Let's do it for a 6-pack of Zima. No, we'll do it for a little for a pint of Crown. That's what we'll do it. Okay.
Good.
So Addison, you get to draft first.
$25 a pint of Crown.
Pint of Crown.
Right.
You get to draft first, meaning that I get the second and third, then you get 4th and 5th. Okay. Go first. First pick. Thanksgiving draft.
Wait, I get first pick.
You get first pick. I'm giving it to you.
Hold on, let me get my things here. Hold on. I got my thing ready, man. Hold on. You probably got a whole
Dude, I'm just off the top of my head. I'm just thinking about what players I would want on this team. Well, the number 1 pick, Addison Fox, in the Thanksgiving draft fantasy football ball against Chad East selects.
Hold on, man.
You know look at the teams. I'm not even looking at it.
Okay.
Look at the teams. Who do you want? Dead air is not a good thing on the podcast. What do you need?
Calvin Johnson.
Damn it, that's who I wanted.
Yes.
You son of a gun. All right, Ad-Rod gets Calvin Johnson, so I get back-to-back picks. I'm going to go with...
Whoa. Okay.
And then because you get the 2 after that.
You're so shady, dude.
I'm going Dez Bryant from the Cowboys. Go Dez, and I get another one right after that. I'm going to go... Give me Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, Lions QB. Go. You get 2.
Tony Homo
to Addison Fox, Mr. Romo.
And Eddie Lacy.
There you go, Eddie Lacy. Here we go, running back, Green Bay. So Addison started off with a wide receiver, a quarterback, and a running back. So far, I've got a wide receiver and a quarterback. And in this spot, I'm going to take a little bit of Jordy Nelson from the Green Bay Packers to fill my wide receivers out. And I'm going to go on the ground here because we need a running back. We're going to go Reggie Bush. All right, boom. You got 2.
All right.
Go for it.
Let's go with who's
You got 1 running back, 1 receiver, 2 flex.
Let's go with let's go with Antonio Brown.
Nice there. It's very solid there.
And
Very solid.
I don't know if I should get a little Ray Ray. Little Ray Ray is hurting right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the running back is for Le'Veon Bell. He stinks. I need a running back though. Let's go.
Come on. What we got?
All right, let's go with I'll go with Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. Okay.
Oh, I should have done Le'Veon Bell.
Next spot for me, I'm going to fill in my tight end position with Jason
Damn it, I wanted him.
Witten. Right there. I love that pick. Jason Witten. And we're going to go, so that's 1, 2. I got my running back. I get one more flex. I need one more flex. I'm going to go with, I'm going to just go with Le'Veon Bell as my other flex. And so now I'm down to kicker and defense. You got 3 more picks.
So I need a tight end.
You need a tight end, kicker, defense, because you've got quarterback, you got 1 running back, you got 1 wide receiver, and you got your 2 flex. So you're down to tight end, kicker, and flex.
All right, I'm going to go with Pettigrew. Pettigrew's good. He's solid. Had a good game last week.
Okay.
Defense, I'm going with... Dude, can we have any worse defenses? I mean, they're sucking right now. Go with... Baltimore's defense, I guess.
Okay. So I'm going to fill it out here. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh's D, and then I'm going to go kicker for I'm going to go with Seabass, Sebastian Janikowski from the Raiders for my kicker.
Good. I'm going with Justin Tucker.
Bingo. All right, buddy. That wraps it up. Let's call out your team. Calvin Johnson, Tony Romo, Eddie Lacy, Antonio Brown, Ray Rice, Brandon Pettigrew, Baltimore's D, and Justin Tucker. That's not a bad squad right there. On my side, we're going Dez Bryant, Matthew Stafford, Jordy Nelson, Reggie Bush, Jason Witten, Le'Veon Bell, Pittsburgh D, and Seabass as my kicker.
Dude,
May the best man win.
Dude, I really don't like your team.
Yeah, well, you like it. Well, you won't like it on Thursday evening after I
call out your team after you draft it and see what you think. Say it one more time.
You just have some more high-profile names.
Well, the reason they're high-profile is because they produce.
Think about Ray Rice. Who knows what he's going to do? Eddie Lacy against Detroit Lions defensive front. I really like Calvin Johnson and Antonio Brown. That's huge. But I got Dez and Jordy. I think Jordy's going to have a huge day against
Who's
Detroit.
throwing to him? Matt Flynn, who said sucked?
No, I said Matt Flynn is great in the system of Green Bay. All right?
Oh, that's right.
So, remember that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Fantasy Formula, your number 1 podcast in all the lands. Addison, I wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. Dynamite Johnson, I hope you have a good Thanksgiving too, buddy. And I guess we will see you guys next week.
So next week, ladies and gentlemen, next week, you need to tune in because somebody will be wearing a bikini to the show. If I go 1-1, it's over. It's over. So Chad will have the Lycron so far up his bunghole, it's not even funny.
Dude, I will not lose this bet.
You have to go 2-0, and I have to go 2-0. I have to go with
Understand?
And I'm playing the last place team in both leagues.
We'll see what happens. So, Fantasy Formula listeners, check us out next week. One of us will have a bikini on. God,
Till then, Who Day, baby.
Peace.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.